Hello everyone, Yanni here from Fresco Pod, and in today's video I want to talk about a coffee brewing method that has become extremely popular in the last 10-15 years. In fact, in 2007 only 3% of US consumers use this, whereas today we are up to 42% of US consumers that use this coffee brewer. We are talking about none other than the Single Serve Brewer. This one in particular is a Keurig, which is the most popular in the United States. I'm sure you guys have seen this before. I have had a particular interest in the Single Serve Brewer for about the last year now, and in that last year I have conducted over 100 interviews with Keurig and Single Serve Brewer owners, and I always ask them two questions. I ask them, what do you like about your Keurig, and what do you dislike about your Keurig? And in this video I want to share with you guys what people say they love about their Keurig and what they dislike about their Keurig. If you're somebody that's maybe debating whether or not you want to get a single serve brewer yourself, you can listen to what users have to say and you could get an idea of whether or not it's for you. Alright guys, so let's start off with the pros, and the number one advantage to using a single serve brewer has to be the convenience. Out of the 100 plus Keurig users that I interviewed, 99% of them, when I asked them what they liked about it, would always say that they love the convenience and the ease of use. And that is because when you're using a Keurig, you turn it on, open it up, you take one of these pots, you pop it in, you brew your coffee. That's it. Your coffee is ready. When you're done, you just take the used pod out of the Keurig and toss it out. That's all there is. There's absolutely no cleanup, and that's what people love about it. The next thing that I would hear that people love about the Keurig is the ability to make a single cup of coffee. So as the name entails, single serve brewer, you are able to make one cup of coffee at a time. Before the single serve brewer, if you wanted to make a single cup of coffee, you really couldn't if you just had a regular coffee brewer. You had to make a whole pot. So those are the pros of using the Keurig. People love the convenience and people love the ability to make a single cup of coffee. When I asked people what they disliked about the Keurig, I heard several drawbacks. And the two most popular drawbacks that I would hear are, number one, these K-cups are overpriced and expensive. If you buy whole bean or ground loose coffee, you are spending approximately $10 a pound. If you want to get a pound's worth of K-cups, you're spending about 5 times that, about $50 per pound of coffee. So you are spending about 5 times the amount of money on K-cups than you are if you were to just buy regular coffee. So that is something that people really dislike about using the Keurig. It's expensive. Number two, maybe even more important, is the fact that these are single-use plastic and they are extremely harmful to our environment. Each and every year, believe it or not, about 12 billion of these K-cups get sold and wasted. And the problem with these K-cups is that because they are so small, even though the plastic is recyclable, they almost never get repurposed and recycled. People say, you know, I love the convenience of my Keurig, but I do feel guilty throwing away this plastic each and every day. Every time I make a cup of coffee, it seems very wasteful. Another drawback that I heard a lot from Keurig users is that they didn't love the taste of the coffee. And by that, not that it's bad coffee, but more so that it was either too weak or too strong. People feel like it would never be just right. It was either too light or it was too strong. So people are kind of settling with the taste of the coffee. They don't love it. The reason that the taste is not great, I don't believe it's because of the Keurig. I think the Keurig is actually a good brewing device. I think it's more because of the pods. We have pre-ground older coffee in here and it is getting forced through a little plastic hole at the bottom. So how good can you really expect this coffee to come out? Another drawback that I would hear from Keurig users that I actually didn't think of myself, but after asking a lot of people, is that they felt that the plastic in the K-cups was actually getting into their coffee. And the more I thought about this, the more I actually saw what they were saying, because the way the Keurig works and the way a K-cup works is when you put it in, it will puncture a hole at the top and it will puncture a little hole at the bottom. There's a little filter in here. In order for the coffee to brew, hot water gets put into the top of this, and then once it goes through the ground coffee, it gets forced out through the bottom. This is a freshly punctured hole at the bottom of a little plastic cup. So the fact that the hot water is making contact with the plastic cup and getting forced through that little plastic hole, a lot of people get paranoid and feel like some of the plastic sediment is actually getting into their coffee. And I don't know anybody who actually wants that in their coffee. So people feel paranoid that some plastic is getting into their coffee and is leading to negative health effects, which after thinking of it, I actually agree with them, and I would have to say that there probably is some plastic getting into your coffee when you're using these K-cups. All right, guys, if you made it this far in the video, I want to thank you so much for watching. Like I said, I just wanted to share what I learned about what Keurig users like and dislike about their experience. And if you are a current single serve brewer user, I want you to please comment down below and let me know what you like and dislike about your Keurig and whether or not you agree or disagree with some of the feedback that I heard. Also, stay tuned for future videos. I want to talk about how you could mitigate some of these problems and get better tasting coffee out of your Keurig. You can stop wasting single-use plastic and still enjoy the convenience of using your single serve brewer. Thank you so much for watching. Yanni here from Fresco Pod. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content like this, please feel free to subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.